Welcome back to the channel. Today we step into a story from the Bates family that opened 3 different windows at once. From Carlin's yard filled with children's laughter, to the mountains where Lydia and Trace wrote a new adventure, and finally to the warm home of Zach and Whitney that carried a gentle lesson about giving. These were not big planned events, only ordinary days slowly turning into memories. Snow became a quiet background while life moved in honest little steps. Let's walk through those moments together and see how one season connected 3 families in the simplest way. In Carlin's yard, the smallest moment becomes the most important. Navy stands on her first snow, and her face carries a wonder rarely kept after someone grows older. Carlin writes her hope that her daughter will always meet the world with that same sense of amazement, a sentence that becomes the heart of the whole scene. There is no need for complicated explanation, because the baby's expression already tells more than any words. Evan helps create a snow angel with gentle movements that feel like a silent conversation between father and child. In a few seconds, confusion turns into laughter, and the adult world seems to shrink following Navy's height. That same day then opens wider, showing the Stewart family sinking into a winter episode without plans. Cold hands and full hearts. The simple line describes the mood perfectly. The children play freely, lying on the snow, trying a frozen swing, and holding ice as if it were a treasure. Messy hair, wet shoes, and dirty gloves are not hidden, because their happiness does not need neat wrapping. Evan often lowers himself to stand level with the children, as if he wants to enter their world completely. The family photo at the end of the day feels like a calm period in a long and warm sentence. For Carlin, those 2 posts are more than documentation. She seems to be saving time before childhood disappears without notice. Every detail is treated as a trace that will later be searched again, from small giggles to footprints on white ground. Carlin appears to believe that a parent's task is not only to care, but also to keep wonder alive. Through the camera, she writes memories that one day her children may read themselves. From that yard, the flow of the story moves to another family, who is also writing winter memories in its own way. In Lydia and Trace's corner, snow becomes a stage for a young family adventure. Their trip is read not as a list of places, but as notes about the children's excitement. Riker runs on the snow with curiosity that knows no limit, as if every corner holds a surprise. There is a moment when he tries oversized boots that makes everyone laugh, a small piece carrying big warmth. Kaya makes her first snow angel with Lydia's help, a second that for a mother is often more valuable than the best scenery. This family enjoys time together without many decorated words. The following days are written by Lydia with a calmer tone. They walk on a snowy road between tall pine trees, a scene that feels like the last page of a short tale. Riker steps between his parents while Kaya is held tightly, a simple yet strong image. Footprints on frozen paths, Kaya's small smile, and an embrace that needs no explanation become the core of the story. The presence of extended family near the fireplace adds a feeling of how love flows across ages. Lydia states that this was the best trip because of the children's joy in seeing everything new. For Lydia, winter turns into a family classroom. Children learn to bravely touch an unfamiliar world, while parents learn patience without forcing direction. There is no demand for everything to look perfect, only to be honest and present. Lydia and Trace let memories shape themselves, not be directed. Riker and Kaya become the center as subjects discovering life step by step. From the quiet of Colorado, the story then bends toward Whitney's home, which writes another form of warmth. In Zach and Whitney's living room, the story does not need wide snow to feel warm. Whitney begins with childhood memories of her mother, then brings them to today when her own children learn to give. Zach invites the boys to choose a gift for their sisters, turning a simple activity into a lesson about care. They are asked to think about other people's feelings before thinking about the object. The process before giving becomes far more important than the final result. The house instantly becomes a classroom without a board. The moments of surprise flow naturally. The girls close their eyes honestly, waiting for something that feels big to them. The laughter that follows becomes the most natural language inside a family. Whitney emphasizes that a gift is more than an item, but thought and intention the children are learning to show. Bradley, Casey, Chloe, Jaden, and Lily grow with different colors allowed to bloom. Zach and Whitney choose to be companions, not directors who control expressions. Through that day, it is clear how love works quietly. Whitney seems to continue a thin thread from her own childhood to the next generation. Their home becomes a place where children learn to love through the simplest actions. There is no long moral speech, only good habits repeated day after day. The small surprise finally becomes a big lesson about how hearts are formed. From that living room, the story joins again with the two previous paths. The three streams from Carlin, Lydia, and Whitney meet in one meaning. Each writes a different chapter about being parents, yet their tones complete one another. Carlin speaks about early wonder, Lydia about the joy of exploring, and Whitney about intention behind giving. None is more important because all are other faces of love. Snow, travel, and gifts are only backgrounds to watch children grow. Behind those simple images lies the belief that a good day does not need to be loud. In the end, there is no grand conclusion to be drawn. Children will grow and seasons will change without waiting for permission. Yet memories of cold hands, laughter on snow, and surprises in the living room will remain longer. These stories remind that happiness is often born from things almost unseen. From the courage to enjoy days as they are, a family finds its most honest meaning. And there the true home continues to be built. And that brings us to the end of today's story. These three windows into the Bates family showed how ordinary days can quietly carry extraordinary meaning. I would love to hear which moment touched you the most, whether it was Navy meeting snow, Lydia's family walk in Colorado, or Whitney's lesson about giving. Share your thoughts in the comments so we can talk about it together. If you enjoyed this reflection, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next chapter. Thank you for spending your time here, and see you in the next story.